Hi, this is Kenny Lee, and I have a question. Will water sink? Well, that actually depends on what it's put in. Water has a density of about 1 gram per cubic centimeter, or in physics, we like to use kilograms and meters. We don't deal with those wimpy grams and centimeters, so it's about 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. So it really depends on what you put it in. So I've got some corn syrup, some vegetable oil, and some ice that I put some green food coloring in so we can see it. So let me add these together and we'll see if water does actually sink. So first, let me add the corn syrup. Now I usually use a darker one, but for this, I've decided to use a light version. And we'll open that up and pour some in. This corn syrup has a density of somewhere around 1.33 grams per cubic centimeter, or 1,330 kilograms per cubic meter. I'm just going to put a layer here at the bottom so that we can see it. There we go. And there. And then I'm going to add some vegetable oil to it. Vegetable oil has a density of around 0.92 grams per cubic centimeter, or 920 kilograms per cubic meter. So let me add a bunch to that. And you should see where there's a layer. See the layer between the vegetable oil and the corn syrup. You can see right in there, so this is more clear, and that's more yellow from the vegetable oil. So there's a layer between those two. They didn't mix. Their densities are too different. Now, let's add in the ice cubes. I put some green food coloring in there so that we can see them a little bit better. Now, ice has a density very close to the vegetable oil. It is 0.92, a little bit less, centimeters per cubic, or grams per cubic centimeters. And so it just barely floats on the vegetable oil. Matter of fact, I'll move the camera. You can see that it's just barely above that. See, the ice is just barely floating in that vegetable oil. Let's focus on that water. See, it's starting to melt. And when that ice starts to melt, then it starts to drip down, because the water, liquid water, has a density of around 1 gram per cubic centimeter, technically at 4 degrees centigrade. But as it melts, it is more dense than the vegetable oil, so it drips down, but it's less dense than the corn syrup. And so we get those beads dropping from one to the other. Focus in a little bit more on that. And as they drip down, they'll eventually kind of merge and form a layer. But we can watch here, kind of turn it this way some. And maybe put another ice cube in there. So we'll let this run for a while and see what happens. Oh, that was neat. That one kind of sank. Okay, it's nearly done. So let's take a look by zooming in on this. See the slight green line? That's the liquid water that's from the ice that is less dense or about the same density as the vegetable oil. And liquid water is more dense than the vegetable oil, but less dense than the corn syrup. So it ends up getting stuck at the boundary between those two and forming that green line as it melts and those beads go away. All right, so yes, water does sink as long as it's in something that's a little less dense than itself. Thank you. And this is Kenny Lee. Tune in again for some more physics